what's up? What's happening? What's good? I just got off of work. It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. But I got work tomorrow, so is it really Friday? No, it isn't. It's not. I feel like I might. Okay, this is like, it's shaking. Is it usually shaking this bad? Or it seems like it's shaking too much. Wow, but then when I loosen it, it doesn't shake as bad. It does. Fuck. My dad's coming home from California. Okay, I guess he should be home right now. Or, you know what? I think he might be coming home right now. Right now it's like 4:44. 4:44, Jay-Z, shout out. What a good album, by the way. I don't listen to it anymore, but I love when I find like a nice rap album that I actually like listening to, because it makes me feel very manly and like mask for mask. So I was listening to something. What was it? Well, I don't remember what it was, but you know, a lot of people always talk about like having good sex, right? Like they talk about like good. Let's just say it. They talk about good dick, okay? And it's always on Twitter, people talking about like, oh yeah, like he has good dick, he doesn't, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And even like people who talk about like good sex, right? They talk about like, oh yeah, like the sex was really good with that person or whatever, or they have good sex, whatever. So I don't really believe in that. I don't really believe in like well, I believe in good sex, obviously, because like you can enjoy it or you don't enjoy it, like whatever. But ooh, somebody got in an accident or whatever. God bless them. My dad used to always say that whenever we drove past like an accident, or like whenever we heard whatever, ambulance, he'd always be like, God bless him, while he was driving. Did it help? No. But anyway, so I don't believe in good dick, because it's like it's a piece of flesh. Like there's no such thing as a good dick. Now, knowing how to use it, knowing like how to please your partner, yeah, like that is a thing that exists. But the whole idea that it's like somebody just has good dick, like they were born with good dick, yeah, that sounds very weird. But like the idea that people say that you like either have good dick or you don't, it's like no. And then obviously like the person you're having sex with, it depends. Like people's like bodies are different, people like different stuff. This sounds like I'm just like pleading because somebody told me I didn't have good dick, and yeah, that didn't happen. I don't really have sex. I don't really miss sex. I definitely miss, like whenever I think about being with somebody or like missing a person or whatever, like relationship wise, I miss that. Like I miss the relationship part of it, the like friend that you gain when you are with somebody, or in my experience at least. I know some people don't do that, and I don't understand. I was listening to this podcast, and Chelsea Handler was talking about how she's like 40 something years old. It's a woman. If you don't know who she is, she's a comedian. One of my faves actually, just because of like, she's just something about her I like. But she's single, she's not married, she has no children. That's partially why I like her, because she like made me realize, or helped me to realize that like it's okay to not want kids, and it's okay to like be proud of not wanting, like being proud of knowing what you want, you know? Because when you don't want kids, people act like there's something wrong with you, like, and that's just crazy. But she was saying how she has like sex, regularly or whatever, but like I'm always thinking to myself, where are these men? Like, where are they? Like, I was even talking to my friend about like his hookups and stuff, and I'm like, how are you like hooking up with these people, and like where are they going? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I know it happens, and I'm not judging at all. Like, I love the idea of people having like random sex. Like, go ahead, do you, as long as you're being safe and responsible, go ahead, live your life, cool. But I'm like, where do the people go? Like, do you just stop talking to someone like after you have sex with them? And then also like, in order to have sex with someone, like in order to be physical at all with somebody, I think I need to like know you, trust you, be comfortable with you, like know that like I'm important to you, and I need you to know that you're important to me. And like I don't know if that's maybe that's an ego thing. It's like you need to be mine or else I don't want you. But I just don't have any interest. Like I don't have any, I'm never like, oh, like what do you want, sex? I'm not thinking that. I do not feel that. And that is, I know that's like the asexualness of me. So I guess that this is easier to just say that I'm asexual. But I just try to like, I'm trying to understand other people, like all you other people with like normal sex lives. How do you just, what's the protocol for it basically? Like, do you tell the person like, hey, I want to have sex with you one time, or like, hey, I want to have sex with you a few times, and then like that's it? Do you have and then what's going on in your mind? Do you think like, oh, this, because with me, like if I am interested in you and like I even think that we're gonna have sex, it's because I'm already at the point where I'm thinking like, oh, we're gonna be like together, period, just together. You're mine, I'm yours. I know that's like toxic these days. People are like, oh no, you're not anyone, you're your own person. Like you shouldn't have someone else complete you. You should come to the partnership as a whole, and then two wholes, whatever. But I just don't really understand I don't understand casual sex, I guess, as just a whole, like in general. It doesn't sound fun. When I hear like people talk about it, or tell me about it, it doesn't, I mean, it seems exciting to hear, but I never, like, I deleted all my dating apps because, basically, like, I deleted all my dating apps because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be moving soon, like in a few months, and I don't want to like meet someone here and then connect with them and then, you know, have to leave. So I'm like, let me just wait until I move so I can find some person that'll like be there, I'm there, and we can like live happy ever after and get some dogs and like have a farm. Yeah. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, I don't know. I just like don't really understand it. So I was thinking about that and trying to, because she was on the podcast explaining how she went to like Scotland or Scandinavia. It was neither of those. And she was saying she met this guy and she was going to his house every night to like, okay, basically they walked. How they met is they were walking on a street. He saw her, she saw him, and she was like, "Want to buy me a drink?" Like, how does this happen? Like, I literally don't think I'll ever be able to meet someone in person and then something go from there, because I think I just am too like scared and awkward and uncomfortable. And like, if you don't know me already, you're gonna just probably think I'm weird. Or like, unless I meet unless I meet a weirdo, I would like to meet someone who's equally as weird and like alternative minded. You know, just like is just on their own stuff completely, like in their own world. Like that's what I love. I don't like people who are too involved in like the real world and too like pressed or like living their lives based off of like standards of like society and stuff. Like that's just really boring. I'm not interested. And also like I feel like those people are the people who are the most judgmental, and I have a fear of being judged, so like I can't be with you. I have to even say, going back to kids, like finding someone else who doesn't want kids, or finding someone else who doesn't dream of having kids, is like rare. That's just like in people's minds already, and I get it, like if that's truly what you want. Like imagine how many people like wouldn't have had kids if they didn't have the pressure of society telling you that you need kids. Like how I explained with kids just now, I'm like that with the idea, not with marriage, but the idea of being with somebody forever. Like having one partner forever, being faithful and like building a life together, and like just having that like, you know, that like steadiness, that like that security. That's what I like strive for. That's probably one of the things that I want the most out of anything. And I think that's okay, but also I think sometimes like, do I want that just because like I've trained myself to want that based off of the movies I've seen and like other people in relationships and stuff, which other people's relationships do not make me want to be in a relationship, because like it's like once you realize that like most of people's relationships are just like in shambles, you like, I mean, like, you know, reality kind of hits you. And I think growing up with my parents, my two parents together, like they met in college, they went out, dated, whatever, had me, got married, whatever, and built lives together. That's what I thought the like norm was, and that's just not the norm. And I think that's okay, but I feel like maybe we wouldn't have all these failed relationships. I'm like gonna stop saying that word because I have such a hard time saying that word. We wouldn't have all these failed love situations if people weren't all striving for the idea of like relationships. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Like, say all of us just never knew, we never talked about like dating and getting married and like building lives together and all this, like being faithful and like monogamy and stuff. If we never were taught that, maybe we would not strive for that, you know? And maybe that's not the norm, and that's why there's so many failed love situations. And then it makes me think, like, am I like striving for something that is not like, you know, what I truly want, first of all, like what I truly want and what's best for me? And am I striving for something that's like not even really realistic? Makes you wonder. Dolly Parton, I'm pretty sure she has been with the same man for like so long, and like I don't think they even live together. They have like one of those alternative weird relationships, and it works out for them. So like, yeah, I don't know, I just wonder, because like lately, like I said, I deleted my dating apps. Like, does that mean that I'm just okay with being alone? I've never been this okay being alone in my life, probably, like, ever. So like, you know, should I just stay alone? Basically is what I'm asking you. Should I just stay alone? I'm not going to. I'm going to still try to find somebody. But I just wonder. And that reminds me of the last date that I did go on. The last date that I went on was with this guy who was, I don't even know who he was. I think I do want to start like using my social media as dating apps. Like, instead of, can y'all see me? It's hella bright. Here's the problem with dating apps, is that like there's just so many like options and so many people, and like, but you still don't know them. They're all just faces, right? So like with me, in order to like be like really invested or like interested, like I need to like I need to see you as like a person, you know? And even if you seem cool on dating apps, it's like I've had experiences where I think the person is one way based off their like profile, and then I meet them and they're totally a different person. Like same person, but like they look different, they act different than what I thought. You don't really get a good like idea of who somebody is off dating apps. I don't even know who this person is. You might not even be who I think you are. Like, do you even look like this in real life? Are you like married? And I just am not a fan of wasting my time. But that being said, I will be back on all 5 dating apps. I want a boo. I want a bae. That was actually my bio on Tinder. I'm looking for a boo. Did I find one? No. What did I end up doing? Getting back with my ex. Back in college, I would like, my hookups would be just like going over, getting in your bed, eating your food, and then like not touching you. I would like sleep in their house, and then they'd be like, okay, I'm gonna go to work now. I'm gonna go to class now. You can just feel free to like stay around, and which I love that, honestly. Like, I have to say, one of the people that happened with, I had that experience with, I still but I have them on Instagram. So like, in case they ever see this, just know I appreciate that experience. I felt very safe, very like welcomed and appreciated. So like, I appreciate that, and I'm glad that did not make our current friendship awkward or anything. So shout out to you. You know who you are. And yeah, I'm home now, so I'm gonna go. But I'm gonna go. I don't recall anything that I just said, but I hope you're having a good day and hope you have a good rest of it or night. See you later. Peace, love, and rubber gloves. Use protection.